Hello everyone, we are out here at the Regulator at Cedarock Park. This is hole number one. I'm going to be doing a 9-hole walkthrough today just to kind of get out. I haven't had a video in a while. It's been cold and we got a very cold storm coming through this weekend. I've got a tournament on Saturday that's scheduled. We'll see if that actually goes through. I think the highs are in the 20s, like high 20s. So it's going to be a rough day. We'll see what happens, but I might not film that one just because of how the weather's supposed to be. So I wanted to get out, do this video, do the front 9 here at Regulator, show it. I don't have time to play the whole 18. This is a very long course, so the whole 18 would probably take over 2 hours, and I just don't have that much time today. So I'm going to play the front 9. Hole number 1, 559-foot par 4. Pretty straight away, but it does go from being open to being heavily wooded pretty quickly. And I'm going to start off, I'm going to throw a jet. I am throwing a streamline now, mostly streamline. I think I have one MVP disc in there, and I'm putting with ion, or I'm sorry, there's a nomad in there. I may switch over to ions, we'll see. But the jet is a nice flippy 11-speed driver. I don't have anything over 11 speed in my bag. I think I figured that 10-11 is probably as high as I want to go with my arm speed. I have not thrown in a while. I've been out here for a little bit. Had a work call come through that kind of just had me standing here for a while talking, but so all my stretching and everything is kind of gone. But throw the jet just straight away. That is bad. I'm going to throw 2 off the tee. That felt horrible. Everything about that just felt off. So I'm going to switch over to a shift. Streamline shift. I'm throwing the streamline stuff mostly because I really like MVP's non-gyro stuff. The gyro's fine, but I really like the feel of the non-gyro better. All right, so let's try this. The shift. Understable 9-speed. There we go, much better shot. Much better shot. I'm going to play that one, 2 off the first tee. Also got a new bag, the Grip CX1. I got this one. I've got the Grip AX5, the Paul Macbeth edition, the red and black edition. But I've been really trying to whittle down the number of discs that I'm using. Right now I think I've got 15 total, and this CX1 fits 15 discs very well. It could probably hold one more with no problem. I've got 3 in the putter pocket, and it's rated at 16 drivers that you can fit in the main area, which I believe that's accurate. I'm coming over here to get that jet, and let's see, I see the shift. I believe the jet's, I see the jet's in the woods. So this is actually a good spot to be with this shift. A little bit left of the opening, the gap. It'll allow you to kind of throw a nice hyzer in and try to get into that opening. I'll come over here and get the shift, or the jet, out of the woods. And I'll tell you what, MVP has some really good pickups here this past week, didn't they? For those who may or may not know, they picked up Calvin Longquist, great European player. Awesome to see him on the MVP team. They picked up Silas Schultz, which is awesome. Love to see Silas getting onto a team that hopefully will give him some signature discs. That's very good for him. Be great to see. Oh, this is not the right disc. Maybe. So it'd be good to see if he gets some signature stuff to put out there. And they picked up Goose, which was awesome. They also picked up 2 other European players. One FPO, another MPO. I believe Ida. was her name. I can't remember her last name though. But it's good to see them really filling out their roster. All right, I'm gonna throw an echo here. Second shot, hole 1. Now get left, get left, get left. That's way too right. I'm in the gap, but I'm in the right gap, which is not gonna be good. Dang it, that was a great throw. I just missed it. I thought about throwing a fairway driver instead of a mid to try to push a little bit deeper. I probably should have, but I thought maybe I could get that echo to just inside the main opening. I just pulled it right a little bit. But I can still get up and down, just depends on where this disc went in up here. It actually went in where the basket used to be when this course was called Rock Creek, and it had a little bit different layout. Well, it was a very different layout, to be honest, but I went in where the old basket was. Okay, I think I'm okay. I should have a little bit of turnover backhand here. But the basket used to be just on the other side of this log. That kind of down, dark log. Basket used to be just behind there on a little mound. And it had a very steep drop off right behind the basket if you missed your putt or you went deep. But I have a little turnover backhand here. Hopefully I'm a little pinched off, but I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna throw, I think the range, I'm still getting used to this range on a turnover backhand. Is that gonna get down? Okay. That should be hopefully a par. My putting has been really bad lately. I've been working so much on, I feel like I've overworked my putt to the point where I've kind of lost. I used to have a really good putt, and then I started working on other putts, putting styles, just to kind of see if something was better, and I kind of lost everything. But that's up to me, that's on me. I kind of messed all that up, so I'm having to try to make up for it on my approach shots just to get close enough that I don't have to worry about the putt. But I got an old Electron Soft Conrad Nomad. All right, we got a par. Starting off with a par, but this really is an easy par. It's not a difficult shot. It's kind of a soft par 4 to start, and then hole 2 you get into absolute madness, and then this course really starts to bite. All right, let's see. Come back up this hill. Yeah, well, this course was Rock Creek. It's actually where I got my first ace ever was on Rock Creek. And it's now hole, I think, 5. The regulator hole 5, I want to say it was hole 17. It might have been hole 17 on the Rock Creek layout. But now it's hole 5 on the regulator layout. But that was my first ace ever with a PA4. All right, so if you see this monstrosity of a hole, it is only 279 feet, but it's uphill, and it's basically through the forest. This is a wild shot. So I'm gonna I think I'm gonna try the Drift 7.5 -2.1. This is in Cosmic Neutron plastic. And just try to get it through that first gap there. If you hit the first gap, you'll be okay. If you miss it, you're not gonna be all right. Oh, dang it. I thought for a second I might have had it. Oh well. I just kind of drifted into the tree. That's the name of the disc, right? So it did what it was supposed to do. I just threw it incorrectly. All right, so now I've got to somehow get it. It's going to be my best shot. The backhand, I think maybe the forehand here. I'm going to take a lift. A lift is a 9.5 -22. I guess it would be kind of like a Valkyrie, but it's a glow plastic, so it should be a little more stable. I'm just going to try to just forehand it up there, get it through that opening right there. Okay, it's up there. I'm going for bogey. Being this far back off the tee, it really turns this hole. You're basically going bogey here, unless you can really lace something up there. But I don't think I really had that opportunity, especially not with the way I throw. And this course will test everything, every disc in your bag, every throw you have. This is a tester course. This is where they had the 2023 U.S. Women's Championship, and it tested everybody. Oh, almost walked past it. This is still going to be tough to save a par on. Oh boy. Don't really see the backhand. I'm going to throw the range on a forehand and try to just loop it in there and try to get it to stop near the basket. Oh, don't roll. Okay, the tree stopped it, I think. But it's still going to be a long putt to save bogey. We can do it though. This hole is just straight uphill. This course, by the way, will test your cardio 100%. Heavily wooded, extremely hilly, long holes. This is a championship level course, and they are working on designing where to put the MPO pads. Because right now it's one set of pads that FPO played. Oh, that's bad. That's a horrible putt. I never got my arm high above the basket. And if that doesn't happen on an uphill putt, you are not going to make it. Double bogey. You got to get that release arm, that putting arm. It's got to go above the basket for the disc to ever have a chance to go up and over. Oh, 2 over through 2. Not where I wanted to be, but you know, it's one of those. It really is one of those holes where if you par it, especially in MA3, if you par that hole, you're getting strokes on people. If you bogey that hole, you're probably going to stay where you are. If you double or worse, you're losing strokes. But for the most part on that hole, if you bogey it, you're probably going to not really move in the standings. If you par it, you're probably going to go up on people. Oh, looks like they still have a Yeet Street banner out here for maybe from the last tournament, or maybe they're just sponsoring this hole all the time. All these discs I got in my bag are from Yeat Street. So if you are, which they are a major MVP retailer, you can find MVP, Axiom, Streamline, discs, bags, everything there. Let's see, I'm going to throw the drift again. So this hole is a par 5, 889 feet. OB all down the right side. There's a creek. This one starts off, goes downhill, and then it cuts straight left and goes for a long way. I want to say it's probably 230 to the bottom. And then it goes like 500, 600 feet left. So the goal here is just to get it down the middle and out the gap and not to go long into the creek. That's good. That's beautiful. That's perfect. That is a perfect shot. Wow. That's my best drive on this hole ever. Ever. That drift was absolutely gorgeous down that gap. Alrighty. Big tree came down. Wow, that tree is huge. That came down across the middle. You know what? It used to be in the way. Kind of opened up that gap a little bit more than it used to be, but like this is one hole that's straight downhill. And so we go downhill on hole 3. Hole 4, we come fairly flat until you get to the upshot, and then it's straight back uphill. So it's a lot of elevation change out here. And I played a tournament. No. Did I play the tournament? No, I was following the women at 2023 U.S. Women's, and we had a lot of rain, and this hole was absolutely just modified. It was crazy, and the people walking, we had to go around wide right and stay behind because they didn't want spectators getting hurt or potentially getting hurt. So I think I finished right in these tire tracks. And of course I didn't bring, okay, stay a little right of it. I didn't bring a towel. You know, I unfortunately didn't listen to Towley. I forgot to bring a towel. Alrighty. So it's all the way down, and then it cuts back to the right, and the basket is right on the edge of the creek, so they are not playing with this hole. But I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take a Terra. I got a brand new Terra. This is the one of 2 MVP discs in the bag. I may have this one dyed by dyes by Melissa. I'm hopefully dropping it off this weekend to get it dyed. This is my first throw with it ever. But I expect it to be nice and stable, and I want to finish to the left. That's all I wanted. I could have thrown probably a runway and done the same thing because I didn't put any power on it. I just wanted to get out and left. I wanted to get down the fairway and left because it cuts back so hard to the right there at the very end that I wanted that nice angle where I wasn't trying to throw something super flippy on an angle where I could either cut roll or hit a tree branch and go into the creek, because I don't have my retriever with me either. I just thought about that. My retriever is in my other bag. This is a par 5, by the way, so I'm just trying to chip this hole away. I'm mainly playing this hole for par. I think I'm going to throw the Echo next. I'll try to come out maybe sometime next week or the week after and do the back 9 out here, because the weather is going to be pretty bad for the next week after Saturday. All right, I'm gonna throw this Echo just straight and see if it'll turn a little bit to the right for me and just kind of stay in the middle. I threw it low, but it's fine. That's okay, dang it. I just gotta hit a perfect approach shot. I released it too low. That was unfortunate. It felt like a good shot, good release. It was just 6 feet off the ground, 5 feet off the ground. I don't think I got it above my nose. But I have a wide open shot to the basket. I mean, this should be a routine up and down for par. I mean, if I wanted, I could just kind of throw a putter on a hyzer into those tree branches and let it just kind of crash into the basket. That might be what I do. Maybe take a stabilizer. I haven't shown that disc yet. So let's go stabilizer here. Stabilizer is a nice overstable putter. 3.403 basically. 3.503, but we don't need to be that accurate. Throw it on the hyzer to the right of the basket and let it smash into the basket. That's it. Should be under the basket. Little short, but that should be within 15 feet, I think. I thought I was gonna be all over the basket, but it did kind of crash out on me a little earlier than I expected. And I am not using my cart today because this court is absolutely not cart friendly. If you come out here and you have a cart, be prepared to probably be more tired by the end than if you just carried a bag. Especially depending on how many discs you have in the bag. If it's a bag like I have, I think you'll be fine. But if you have like 20 plus discs and you're carrying it, you're gonna be tired. If you have 20 plus discs in a cart and you're pulling it or pushing it, you're gonna be tired. No matter what, you're gonna be tired. This course is something else. All right, just get it above the basket. There we go. Just get the hand up at release. Wow. Creek is nice and full. I haven't seen it full like that in a while. Not that full anyway. I will come out here when it's empty or very low, and when I do that, I'll bring my frog togs and go through these creeks and the pond looking for discs. See what I can find. I found some pretty good stuff that I'm able to return to people. Found quite a few of the pro women's discs that I returned. Found some of the local league guys discs that I returned. Local pro discs that I found, I returned. So it is a little muddy out here, so it looks like it has been raining a little bit. I don't remember rain coming through, but it clearly did because this is really muddy right here. That's the good thing about this course, though, is that they have really nice pads to throw from. All right, so this is a hole 4, par 4, 487 feet. It is a long straight hole, and then at the very end, cut straight uphill. It's probably the same distance uphill as it is flat. So I've cut this hole about in half. I'd say throw it about 235-ish, and then go 235 uphill. I'm gonna throw the lift and that glow plastic. I definitely hit a tree or something because the edge is a little beat up, but you know, gyro technology, you don't really have to worry about that as much. With the streamline stuff you do. I'm gonna try to throw this straight down the middle and hopefully it'll flip up a little bit and finish where I can get up that hill. Get through it. Push a little bit more. Not good, not good. And the reason that's not good, in the winter that might not be horrible. In the spring or summer or fall, I would be absolutely cut off on every direction other than coming back out. I might can get to the fairway from there and save a par, but I needed that to be straighter. I might should have thrown the drift, or maybe even the echo. Echo might have been fine too, assuming I didn't flip it up and go right into the creek. But that echo and that neutron plastic seems to be more stable. I don't really turn it over much. It kind of goes straight and then just softly finishes. All right. Yeah, I'm a little cut off here. So what I might do is just kind of pitch it up with a putter. Just get to the opening. Because, yeah, there's nothing here. So, I'm going to take a Pilot. Pilot's a 2.5 -1.1 in this plastic. This is electron plastic. And my goal here is just to get it to the opening. Hopefully right about there. A little bit forward. More. All right, that's close. That's close. I may have wanted it to be about 2-3 more feet forward, but we'll see. We shall see here. Alrighty, this is straight uphill. You know what I'm gonna try? I'm gonna try a tempo. 440 2.5. Zone-ish, but not quite a zone. But it should be a little flippy. And if I can hit that gap right there on about that angle and get it up that hill, I think I'll be okay. No, a little too inside. I didn't throw it hard enough either. I was kind of making sure I hit the gap versus putting any power on it. I've kind of started doing that more, and it's affecting some things, but I'm sure I'll eventually get used to it and start putting more power on it. But I've been throwing things shorter than I expect because I'm focused on hitting the gap and not the power needed to get it where it's going. So I've been coming up short. But hey, as long as I know that, right? And if I'm hitting the gap, that's the big thing. You know, that's really the focus of the shot is to hit the gap. Distance will come later, right? So if I'm hitting my gaps and getting up at least near where I'm trying to get to, that should be my primary goal for now. Once I get used to hitting the gaps, then start putting the power in. All right. This is for par. Circle 2. Get it. Ooh. Oh, they hit right next to the basket. That was close. All right, tempo. Let's go put me 3 up through 4. Alrighty. Man, this course is tiring. I am wearing a little bit warmer clothes than I probably should. My head's definitely sweating. This thermal jacket is cooking me a little bit because I want to say it's like 53 degrees, but this is pretty good thermal. And all this up and down is absolutely having a toll on my body heat. All right, from hole 4 to 5 it's a good trek. So you're gonna get to see it here. Whew. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful course to come out and walk, but just know it will eat you alive, both on cardio and on difficulty. Hole 6 is the one I'm worried about, and you'll see why. I really don't want to lose a disc before my tournament Saturday. And I really don't have any duplicates of anything right now because I'm giving these streamlined discs a try to see how I like them, because these I might look at making them my primary discs because I really do like the way they feel, the way they fly. I've been using them for the past few weeks. I know the video I put up not too long ago about the Castoplast, that was, at the time I put that up, I was seriously thinking about those, but at the same time, Castoplast is a much more expensive brand. The streamlined stuff I can get for, $5 to $10 cheaper per disc. And, that's really, that's an issue. That's something you got to think about when you're looking at playing disc golf, is what can you afford? Because one thing about disc golf is it is cheaper than a lot of other sports, compared to golf. I'm just sitting here taking a break for a minute. Let you enjoy this view. This is the one I aced when this was Rock Creek. First hole I ever aced. PA4. Water right behind the basket, elevated basket. Dangerous hole. At the time, I didn't care. It was a league match, and I hit the ace pull for it. First ace pull I ever won. I have 4 aces so far. 3 of them are in tournaments. I've won 3 ace pulls, and one of them was just in a casual round out here at Cedarock with a butter. Hole 4, Cedarock Open shorts. That was a fun one. Clash Butter is a great throwing putter. If you've never thrown one, awesome throwing putter. The popcorn is good too from Clash, but for me, I like the butter quite a bit. It's a 2-speed versus the popcorn's a 3-speed, but other than that, it's the same disc. Oh. Man, I'm tired. What was I talking about? Oh, Castoplast. Yeah, they're just more expensive disc. And since I do like to buy discs and use new discs, I wanted to look for a brand that would be better priced for me, and that would be readily available. And like I say, Yeat Street is a primary MVP seller. It's one of the biggest brands they have in the store as far as quantity, and their streamline is always packed or stocked. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna look at Streamline, because I think most of these were $16.99. I think was the most expensive. I think the Cosmic Neutron Trace I have in there might have been $17.99, something like that. You know, compared to everything in Castoplast is, you know, $23, over $20, $21.95, $22.95, something like that. Their K3 stuff might be like $18 or something, but it's still, you know, for me, I don't like throwing base plastic. I like throwing premium plastic. I like putting with base plastic. All right, here we go. I'm gonna throw a pilot. This is the Neutron pilot. This is 2501, where the electron is 25-11. One thing I like about MVP is that they put numbers on based on the plastic too, which I think is really good. Kind of gives you a better idea what you're throwing. All right, I'm just trying to throw this on a flat, little bit of hyzer, mostly flat. Nope, hit a tree. That was a good shot though. I'm gonna try something. This one is not gonna count. I'm gonna throw a tempo on a forehand. Just a little flick of the wrist. Okay, I mean, it hit a late tree, but that was an easier gap, and I'm a lot closer to the basket. That might be the play going forward, is just a little flick of the wrist tempo, and maybe it gets through, maybe it doesn't, but if it doesn't, it's still at the bottom of the hill, still the top of the hill, like I am here with the pilot. And I have a much easier chance of par, because this is something else. There's nothing here. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my range, and I'm basically gonna throw it on like not a grenade, but it's just a spike hyzer. I'm gonna try to get it right through that gap right there. Oh, dang it. I missed it. As you heard, saw, and experienced with me. All right. We got the pilot again. Little forehand flick. Okay. I can still save bogey if I don't care about throwing the next disc in the water. I'm getting double bogey on this hole, by the way, because I'm not going to throw a disc in the water or risk it on an approach shot. The next hole, I don't have a choice unless I just want to say, you know what, I'm not going to play this hole. Because it is a water shot. Oh yeah, that tempo is just right here. That tempo is in perfect position. Oh, there's mud all around this hole. Only thing about this course is it is in low country areas, so it's you're going to deal with mud. And honestly, I don't want to do this in the mud, so I'm going to get it close, scuba with the tempo, let it sit about the drop zone, boom, right on the drop zone. But just know that had there not been all that mud around the basket, I would have gone for it, or I would have laid up naturally. But my goal was to get it close to the drop zone. That was my new target. I did. So I'm counting this as the basket. And I still got my double bogey. because that is nastiness, and I'm not going in there. I'm not going to walk in there to get my disc. You know, if I came up short or to putt it, we're just going to move on. All right, so I'm 5 over through 5. So that was another double bogey. 2 doubles and a bogey so far. Hole 6 is a gorgeous hole. I think Haley King eagled this hole every day, every round at US Women's, which is absolutely insane. It is a par 5. It is a water carry. It's an easy water carry as far as distance, but there are trees. It's a tunnel shot. So you have to hit the tunnel and get out over the water. I found a lot of discs in this creek when I've been in here with my togs on. A lot of drivers. Alrighty. They're doing a great job out here with the benches, the pads, all of this. The men's pad, I believe, is going to be back there. There are some flags up. Most likely they'll be taking out some of these trees. I'm not sure which ones. Or maybe they're going to leave it and just make that a super tight gap to first get off the tee. And then you got to get through this opening here. Beautiful hole, beautiful tee shot, but it is scary. All right, so hole 6, 612-foot par 5. I'm going to throw the drift off the tee. The biggest thing is just hitting that gap. Most people, they'll pull it a little bit, I believe, and hit the tree, that little deadish tree on the right, which keeps it from going in. But I think most people actually get through this first opening gap, but it's that last gap that they hit. Let's see here. Got it. However, horrible spot to be in. Finished too far left. You don't want to go that far left off the tee. And you'll see what I mean by that when we get up here. I'm going to be a little cut off for the second shot, but I'll walk you up here to the front. You want to be to the right and at least at or just past that last bunch of trees at the top of the hill across the creek here. And you'll see how wide this creek is. It's extremely deep as well. It's probably much deeper than you think from looking at it from here. But when I'm down in it, when the water's low enough, you know, my head's completely, you can't see me in there if you're on the tee pad. You'd have no idea I was in there until you walked up to it. That's how deep it is down in there. But the main finishing spot you want to be is that last group of trees in the middle at the top of the hill. Because then you'll have an open shot to the basket on your second shot. I say open shot. You're going to see here in a minute, it's not open, but you can at least hit the gap and hope you get through all the guardians. And that's the thing that's amazing about what Haley did out here, was that she got through every round. Just pierced it on her second shot every round. I'm pretty positive she got eagle every round. I feel like that's one of the stats I remember from that tournament being out here, that she shot 3 on this hole 4 times. Yeah. I am very cut off. This is not where I wanted to be. I'm happy I got over the creek, so I can't be too upset with it. So, as you can see here, I don't know if you can see that gazebo straight through the trees. That's where I need to throw at, because that big tree kind of by itself in the middle. I want to go either around it or just inside of it. I'm going to throw, you know what? I'm going to throw a Terra on a forehand, on a big Annie forehand, and see if I can get it up there and through that gap. Go, push. Yes. That's fine. I hit a late tree, but it kicked down in the middle. That was perfect. Thank you, James Conrad, for the Terra. That's my first forehand with it. And I just had to, trust it, that it would fly the way I expected it to. I think it's 8403, 8503, something like that. 8303. But it's nice and stable. It's not so stable that you can't really do anything with it. But it's stable enough that you can trust the angle you put it on. And trust it's not going to burn over. Assuming you don't put it on a burn over angle. All right, so straight away at the basket. I can still birdie this if I can fight through that. I'm going to take the Echo. And I'm going to try to just blast it right at the basket. And hope I get through that gap. Get right. Oh, did you see that? That just got up, went like this, and said, "No, I'm gonna hit that tree." Like it started to go. It started to drift, and then like just immediately dumped. Like it said, "I see the tree I'm going after." God, that was looking good. It was flipping up and just. One thing on the Terra, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see that or not. Hopefully, but the latitude and longitude number here. Type those numbers into Google Earth, and it will come up and show you the street view in Yosemite National Park at a location called Tunnel View. It is an absolutely gorgeous landscape in Yosemite, and it looks like the mountains are creating a tunnel, which is why they call it Tunnel View. Beautiful, beautiful landmark that they have the latitude longitude on the disc. Alrighty, here we go. I'm going to do the tempo. And this tempo is really cool. I don't know if you can see the rim here, but the rim changes color as you spin. It's purple and teal. And here it's more teal. Here it's more purple. And you can see it transitioning on the other sides. It's pretty cool. All right, just get it close, James. Just get it close. God. I'd be really good at this game if there were no trees. Good gosh. Look at that. Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I just throw a flippy Echo on hyzer instead of trying to, actually throw the correct shot with the tempo? All right, I'm just gonna take the tempo. All right, here we go. While I hold the camera in place with the backpack on. I thought that was going in the basket. I was about to say, do I need to just start playing with my backpack on, holding the camera in my hand? I believe that's a bogey. Dang it, 6 over through 6. Which, to be quite honest, on this course for MA3, 18 over It's probably average. If you came out and bogeyed every hole, it's probably average. You'd probably still be over 800 rated. Alrighty, hole 7. Getting close to the end here. And by the time this video is over, you'll see how long it takes to play 9 holes out here. And I've only really thrown like, what, 3 extra shots? 1 on hole 1. Like, there was another one somewhere in there. And then that one. I just threw with the echo. Alrighty, hole 7. 475 foot, par 4. Full hyzer shot the whole way. Trees everywhere. This course is North Carolina golf. This is North Carolina disc golf. This course, Nevin. These are quintessential North Carolina golf. If you're ever in the area, stop by, play it. See for yourself what this course is all about. All right, you know what? Go big, go home, right? I'm gonna throw the jet and just try to fight it through. Just try to fight it through with the jet. Come on, get out of it. Fight out of it. Fight out of it. Great distance. It just stayed on the turn. Never came out of it. So I'm down there. I'm just in the woods on the right, which may have me in a bad spot. Great distance. Great distance on us. Probably close to 300 feet. It's just way right. One thing on this course, when you're out here by yourself and you hear something in the rustling in the leaves. I know there's coyotes out here, but I don't know if there's much else out here. There might, I don't know. I'm sure there's something else out here, but coyotes, squirrels, birds, you know, probably chipmunks. But I don't know if there's anything else out here, like, you know, potential bobcats or, I don't know. I haven't heard of any out here, but, you know, you never know. Did I get past? Yeah, see it. Okay. I got past all this stuff. I am way deep in here. And nope. I've got absolutely nothing out of here. So, my only option, I'm going to throw out to the right, or left, I mean. Try to get it back out in the fairway. That's fine. That stinks, having to waste a shot on getting back to the fairway. After having, I mean, it's a great drive. It's just, like I say, this course is so wooded. If you get off the fairway at all, you are in trouble. I didn't quite get as far as I needed to, but I think I can get there from here. And this is a very dangerous green. And you'll see why when I get up there, but very dangerous green. So, I'm going to take the range. I'm still learning. It reminds me of the Berg, but not. It's not quite the Berg, but it's reminiscent. It's definitely Berg-like. All right, just try to fight it through there. get through that gap, or hit it right in the middle. Either one. But I was aiming for that gap right of that tree. Almost had it. Came up just a little short. All right, so can I save par? Now, the prudent play in a tournament would be no. And you'll see why, because of the drop off behind this tee pad. The ideal shot here, no matter what you're doing, unless you're just a master putter, is to lay up. Lay it up, take your bogey and go. And that's what I'm going to do. Or attempt. It'll probably stand up, roll down the hill. Just slide it up. I did not expect it to check up that fast. Let's try that again. That's what I expected. All right. But we got to deal with the first one. This is a dangerous putt. And you'll see why as we get up here. It's just a straight drop off behind the basket. I mean, you see that? I've seen people miss it and they wind up, rolls all the way out into the fairway of 3. Like, it has been heartbreaking to see what this hole's done to some people. All right. For the bogey. That felt good. All right, 2 holes left. 2 holes left, and then I can get some water because I forgot to bring water. I forgot towels, I forgot water, I forgot everything. Clearly my mind was on filming 9 holes today, huh? Clearly my mind wasn't on everything else going on at work and everything else. Alrighty. Hole 8. This hole, I don't know how anyone throws a backhand here. I see people do it. I just don't understand it. how it even works, or is expected to work. Let's see here. Hopefully that kind of sees where we're going. This hole is crazy. In my opinion, this is a crazy hole. A crazy person designed it. I mean, the backhand just makes no sense. Forehand, you got to be perfect. This is a left to right dog leg. It is 283 feet, par 3. And it is incredibly guarded. I'm gonna throw the flare. The flare is 940 3.5. I would almost say it's that 3.5 should just have the 3-point go away. It's just a 5. This is one of the most overstable discs. Like, it's not quite tilt level, but it's kind of like a Hellfire is from DGA. Something like that. It's a stable disc. I'd say it's more stable than a Fireball, in my opinion, but especially in Cosmic Neutron. I can't even imagine it in Glow, but all right. I'm wasting time trying to not have to throw this forehand. Push. Good stop by that tree. It felt really good. I'm gonna do a second shot here. I'm gonna throw the Trace. This is my Sarah Hokum 2021 MVP Open Cosmic Neutron Trace. Just got it the other day. I'm going to see how it throws on the forehand here. Ooh, man, that was looking good till it hit that tree. My goodness, that was looking good. That felt really good too. That was a nice flip up on it. It's in the same spot as the flare, but it hit a later tree and kicked straight backwards. But you could tell the difference in those two. That trace immediately flipped up and had a nice little turn to it. That flare never came off the line and immediately banked right. Alrighty, so might throw a turnover backhand here, maybe a forehand. See if you can see the basket over here. Kind of, barely. You probably can't see it on the camera. It's top of the hill. You can barely see the band, at least from 6 feet up. All right. I think I'm going to turn over backhand with this, and I'm going to throw it with the Pilot, my Neutron Pilot. Turn over backhand. Oh, good gosh, that came out immediately. Let me try that again with the Electron Pilot. Let's see the difference. Yeah, look at that. That's the difference. The Electron Pilot held that line beautifully. The Neutron Pilot came out immediately. Now, you could question, did you throw it the same? And I think I did. I believe I put them both on the same line, same angle. One held, one didn't. Alrighty, but... Oh, and there goes the camera. Why didn't one of y'all catch that for me? All right, let's see here. I'm gonna take the tempo and just a little forehand flick. Nope, I hit that tree. Oh no, I made it. Okay, perfect. I thought I threw it right in that tree. All right, I see the other Pilot. Good news, good news. I'm going to be 8 up through 8. They do have good baskets out here, these Discraft Chainstar Pros. Pretty good baskets. Not many complaints for me on them. But then again, I don't play Regulator often, as you can probably tell, but it's mainly because the course isn't for me, in my opinion. This course is for MA1 MPO players, maybe MA2 players that are just trying to get into MA1 to get to the point where they can play good enough to play the course like this well. But for me, at over 40 years old, playing disc golf, I'm not getting that much better. I just don't see that. I'm not gonna all of a sudden start bombing at 450 feet. So this course is not made for me, which is fine. You don't have to have courses made for everybody. It's nice to have options, which is what I like about Cedarock so much, is there's 3 courses here. Each one completely different from the other. All right. Super short course, tight, technical. Anybody can play it. Cedarock Open, intermediate. Anybody can play it. Regulator, extremely long, extremely technical. Open and high advanced are the only ones that should be playing it. Alrighty, so hole 9. This is, I want to say it's 300 feet. Let me see here. 250 feet, left to right turnover, but it's straight uphill. So I'd still put it at 300 feet. I put it at 300 flight feet. So I'm gonna throw the shift. This is the St. Jude shift in the neutron plastic. And no, this is plasma plastic. And hopefully get it through that gap on the left on a turnover. Get around it. Okay. I'm over halfway up there. I did hit a late tree, but it came straight down. It kicked straight down. So, the question, can I save par? Can I get out of here at less than bogey golf? Can we do that? On the last hole. That was a good looking shot too. I may have went a little too understable with it because there's always a headwind here coming down that tunnel. And I'm pretty sure it caught that headwind that kept it going right and never gave it a chance to come out. I see it. Am I gonna have an opening? Can I get it near the basket? Oh, look at that. All right. Now I just got to execute. Tempo, forehand, right through that gap right there. Just get it close. Sit. Okay. There we go. I think we just got our par. I don't know about y'all. I'm worn out. I am worn out. Alrighty. Get the heart rate down. Make this putt. There we go. Just like that. 8 over through 9. We did it. We finished the round. Hopefully, you've enjoyed the front 9. Hopefully, if you've never seen this course, it makes you want to come play it. The back 9 is crazier. There are more open holes on the back, however, they're longer and wide open to the wind, to the elements. Much longer holes too. There's some beasts on that back 9 out here. Next time I didn't realize there was dirt there on the lens. Hopefully that's not going to be on a lot of the video, but hopefully next time I'm able to get out here. Like I say, we've got some really cold weather coming up here the next week or so, so it might be sometime in the February before I get back out here for the back 9, but I will be bringing that to the channel, so you do get to see the back. When you finish 9 holes, you can go straight back to the parking lot from here. Otherwise, if you do want to continue playing after you finish hole 9, you just go left of the basket, down this path here, and just keep following that path the whole 10. And it's going to take you around this entire park, this side of the park. It's just a very long course on a large amount of property. So just be aware of that. When you come out here, you're going to put in time if you come to play this course. Be prepared for that. You're probably looking at 3 to 4 hours to come play this course. If you're with a group of people, absolutely it's going to take you 4 hours to play. If you got a group of 4, you can probably do it by yourself in 3. If your cardio is good and you're constantly moving. If you're like me, it's probably 1 hour and 45 to 2 hours per 9. When you're over 40 and out of shape. So hopefully you enjoyed the course. And like I said, hopefully you want to come out here and play. Congrats to all the people that picked up new contracts this year with sponsors, both on the tour and local players across the country. If you got picked up this year, congratulations to you. And thanks so much for watching. Catch you again next time.